Oh, there we go. Let's do this. There we are.
Oh God.
What? What?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
Nothing. You look very
Hey,
zenned out right now.
keep it down. My
Oh,
friends are
my bad. My bad.
they're
Oh
doing
God.
yoga, dude.
Okay. Hey, listen. Chaturanga. It's namaste. All that. You know.
All of that. All of that. What's up, dude?
Oh, chilling right now. Just checking out this the GTA RP servers, like how to get onto uh the
Oh.
5M.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I saw, Azure Mako?
Yeah, I know Azure.
She has been on No Pixel.
Yeah, you thinking about getting into it?
Um, dude, I've always wanted to. I don't have a PC, so
Oh, that's right.
but one of these days I will,
One of these days.
especially before GTA 6 pops off. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean, like, isn't GTA 6 like gonna take a while to go to PC? I feel like in the past they've been that way for like their games to go to PC, but there would be
Yeah,
no reason not
that's true.
to do like within a month, especially
Yeah,
considering who the main audience is.
that's true. I guess that is a perk of having a PlayStation. I get to play that shit first. But I meant for like any role play
Yeah.
any like role play opportunities that come out of GTA 6 are gonna be like phenomenal, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So
Are you have you ever considered what kind of character you would do?
I have, but
Okay.
I've had so many ideas, like so many different directions I could go in, and just like, oh, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I tried getting into it when I first started streaming. I played on like some random servers. I had a
Mm-hmm.
character called Dmitry Dimitrovich, who was a Ukrainian immigrant. Yeah, but then like literally a month later, Russia invaded Ukraine. I was like, no, no, never mind.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
Shit.
well.
There's like there's a clip on my channel from one time I did it while I was live, and it was the server was so scuffed and my computer was so dog shit that
Yeah.
I was like driving a pizza delivery. That was my thing. I was a pizza delivery guy, and I just
Hmm.
like went right through the floor of the entire map, and my character like
Oh
perma
my god.
died. It just broke. Couldn't get back in. Busted.
Amazing. Amazing.
So when I was when we were messaging earlier, you said you were watching the Kanye West thing. What's up with that? What's Kanye doing?
I mean, in this clip that I sent you, it's the clip's caption says Kanye West goes off against Zionists. Bernard Arnault, Alexandre Arnault, Francois Pinault, Ari Emanuel, Harley Pasternak, Demna, Balenciaga, Gap, Adidas, Cootie, Drake, Jay Z, Kim K.
Everyone.
Like I don't think and Hassan pretty much said it perfectly in that tweet that I sent you, that like I don't think he's talking about Zionists here.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, that was my
Something tells
initial
me he's
impression.
not. Something tells me it doesn't really have much to do with the Zionist part, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit more with a different part, but whatever.
Yeah, I think he probably just discovered what the word Zionist is, and he's just using that as a stand-in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is like with so many people this is the case, but especially Kanye, you can very much tell when they just learned
Mm-hmm.
about a thing, like whether it's a word or like something that happened in history, like they love to say it.
Yeah, those
You
keep
can just
repeating it.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I have a perhaps controversial take about Kanye West in that right before he went like to a black site after the Alex Jones interview,
Uh-huh.
if you remove all the anti-Semitism, if you remove like the I love Hitler shit, the Bibi Netanyahu gag was actually pretty
It was
fucking
funny.
funny. Yeah, like if you
I keep finding myself wanting to like make the joke,
mm-hmm.
like because it's obviously like relevant,
Yeah,
but like because we talk about Bibi Netanyahu a lot, you know
yeah,
what I mean? I want to like make the Netan
yeah. I
joke,
got
but
a
like it's just
yoo-hoo.
not, maybe. Yeah, it's just probably not the time to be making jokes like that.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, like, God, it's so hilarious. It was
it's
a
so
super
silly.
uncanny valley moment because
Mm,
it was the first time I'd ever seen Alex Jones stumped, where he just like didn't know what he
yes.
was doing. Like
Yep.
the ultimate character actor,
Right.
Didn't know what to do. It was
You're
awesome.
like, is that even Kanye underneath there? I
Yeah.
don't even know. Is he gonna take off the mask? Is that even Kanye?
Yeah. Him
I
being
don't
like,
know.
listen, I actually don't like Nazis, okay? We can talk about the Bilderbergs all you want, but listen.
Yeah, right.
So
Listen,
dumb.
Nazis were evil. Nazis were evil.
When all of that
Meth
was
head
going
psychotic.
on, I had to like learn more about Kanye because I didn't grow up listening to him, right? Like it just wasn't relevant to me. You're a music
True.
person though. So I can
Yeah.
ask you, is Graduation his best piece of work, first and foremost? And secondly, is he actually as talented as, people hype him up to
Okay.
be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I came into appreciating Kanye West's music at Yeezus, which it came after Graduation. And people who are fans of who have been fans of Kanye for a long time are always going to be like really sentimental about the boom bap days, the backpack days where he was more like doing soul beats. And like it was kind of more of a traditional like boom bap hip hop style. I appreciated it. I started listening when he came out with Yeezus, which was very experimental. And there's like the sound design and the genres are all over the place. And it's to this day, I still think it's a masterpiece of a record for sure. It's awesome. I think that Kanye is talented, and sometimes people get like weird when I say that because I'm like a fucking lefty, like that. I don't know. He is extremely talented. He has done some of like he's been involved in some of the like most important pieces of music of our generation for sure. Like before he was even a rapper, he was a producer for some of like the coolest rappers that I grew up listening to.
Wait, like who did he work on?
He made beats for like who's Yasin Bey now. Why am I blanking on his old name? Oh my god. Most Def,
Okay.
Talib Kweli. Like he was involved in a lot of like cool boom bap stuff. So I'll say that. And then I actually like, it felt during the Yeezus time, it felt like a natural like progression for him to start getting into fashion and things. And he was always full of himself. He always had a huge ego. He always like in Yeezus, he talks about how he is God and
He's a
all of these
god.
things.
He's a genius.
Yeah. And like it always turned me off at first, but then I kind of was like, oh, like it's like a character. It's like a hip hop
Like a
ego thing. Like
persona.
it's very hip hop, to be like, I'm the best and you suck. You know what I'm saying? That's a very hip hop thing. So it's like, all right, whatever. It's cool. But then like, it just kind of, it seemed like he was like, all right, he's leaning into it more and 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 more. And there was always the like, George Bush doesn't like black people. There was the Taylor Swift moment. He was always like
I first
weird.
discovered him was Katrina.
Okay.
Because growing up in New Orleans,
that makes sense.
That was when I first like discovered him because I grew up with like classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, Jethro Tull. Like that was who we listened to in our house. Also like Garth Brooks and stuff because my mom's like super country.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first exposure to him, and everyone in my house freaked out. They're like, "What the fuck is he saying?" Because we were also Republican.
What is this?
They're like, "We get it, but also like, why?"
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. Like he, I don't really know. I couldn't like try to. I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and like pretend like I'm a Yeezy expert,
Right.
but like he just got a little. I'm always been pretty good an art appreciator to the point where like to a certain extent I can separate art from artists. Like to a certain extent, at a certain level, there is like a point where it's like, man, what am I like?
Like a death of the
what
artist
is
moment.
this? Yeah, like what? Yeah, like at a certain point, it's like, what is this that I'm consuming? Is this bad? Like, is this weird? Like, what is he up to? Is he wild and a little too much for me to like even appreciate his music? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
He had a recent performance, didn't he? I saw like the Black
He
Klan
just came out.
hood. Like,
yeah,
did he?
Dude, and I hate it. I hate it because he's coming out with a new record with what's his name? Ooh, I can't remember. It's Kanye. It's like a joint record with. Why am I blanking of the fucking name? Ty Dolla Sign.
Oh,
Ty
I've
Dolla
heard
Sign.
that name.
Yeah. So, and there's like a few features because there's like all those clips going around,
Hmm.
with him like performing in the black clan hood and
I've seen the Black Clan hood, which
yeah.
it feels like a Tarantino bit, but I
Yeah.
saw a clip of him opening his like performance he was doing. I don't know where it was, to him singing all of the vocals for Backstreet Boys. Backstreet's Back, all right.
That's right.
Like,
That's like an intonation. I think they like took the Backstreet Boys and made it and made it like that song, The
yeah.
Backstreet's Back, all right, but it's Kanye's back now. Um and yeah, I don't know. It's
Has he
I
fallen off? Like, has the music
he's
suffered?
there's there's a couple like snippets that I heard that I was like that actually sounds cool. But like there's like a feature with Freddie Gibbs who I really love.
Hmm.
That and like Freddie Gibbs's verse sounds cool in the snippet, and I hate that because it's like I want to listen to cool new music, but man, I have a feeling this is just going to be a fucking mess. It's gonna be because he's obviously gonna have to address like things that have been going on in his
Hmm.
life, which has been a fucking mess. And he's still leaning into the weird anti-Semitism shit, and so I don't know, man. I'm just like, it sucks. I want to just be able to enjoy new cool music, but like, you had to go and make it political. You had to put your politics
I mean,
into
if
my
he
art.
leaned into like the Black Israelite thing, that would actually be pretty. It would come off as parody, like hip hop music. But
He,
I mean, if he was talking about like casting off your aprons and like General Yakub, like that would be kind of funny. But he's
I
just
mean, he always kind of has been on that tip, which was like, it was acceptable. But once you start getting a little bit past that,
yeah,
you start getting into the globalist like territory, it starts to,
yeah.
you start to not be like, it starts to not be fun anymore. Like Jay-Z put out a joint record with Jay Electronica, who is like a great a great rapper, a great artist,
Hmm.
but like is a very heavily into the Black Israelite stuff.
Oh Jesus
So
Christ!
it's like it starts to get really weird listening to like some of the bars. You're like, oh, he's barring up. I'm listening to the raps. It's sick. And then he says some shit. You're like, I don't know. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough being like so into like politics
Hmm.
and into music because shit like that is always like tough to deal with.
See, I'm completely outside of it. The only thing I'm tangentially aware of in the music industry is like the Kanye West thing. I've heard that I think it's Doja Cat is like a QAnoner or
Yeah,
something like that.
she's a troll.
Is she? She's
I mean,
like a lol
that's where I'm
cow.
at with so far.
Okay.
She likes she's known for the the like the meme like she's showing feet in the Nazi chat rooms or whatever the fuck.
No.
There's like a meme because where like she literally shows feet in like 4chan. Like she was like trolling like little incel like white supremacists in some chat somewhere. I don't remember where exactly
Okay.
off the top of my head, but she's like showing feet, like literally sending pictures of her feet and shit. She just like is crazy like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I think she is just a provocateur. I don't think she's actually into Sam Hyde or anything. I mean, maybe she is. I don't fucking know.
I mean, these days,
Whatever.
who knows? I mean, like
Yeah, these days, whatever. Who knows?
like that, the Doja Cat thing, the Kanye West thing, and only because I find like the labor side of it interesting. K-pop, K-pop, I find very
Right.
fascinating as like
Yeah.
as like a Lisa Blackpink stan. Which holy shit, did you? I don't
Based.
know if you're aware of like K-pop too much, but did you see that Israel put out a propaganda piece that was a rip off of Lisa's like debut solo song "Money," but it was all of
No.
the Hamas leaders
Oh my
singing
god.
it. I had it on my my tabs the other day. I was gonna make like a meme out of it, but let me see
That's
if I can
actually
find it.
fire.
'Cause, well, you say that, but
That is fire.
it's bizarre. I don't know. I might have to have somebody send it over to me because it was bananas, absolutely crazy.
Damn, I need that.
Let's see.
There's a lot of big news in the K-pop realm. BTS, two of the members of BTS are like joining the South Korean military.
Uh huh.
So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if there's like a
every now and then
conscription
one of them
service
has
or
to, yeah. So they have conscription the same way that Israel does, And every
Okay.
now and then, one of the newer BTS members will have to, or one of the older BTS members will have to rotate out and do their like 2 years of service and then come back. Or some of them are like still in reserve and they'll like get activated and they'll like, go up to the DMZ for like 2 months and then they'll come back.
Yeah, to just go chill on the DMZ for a while.
Yeah. I found it though.
Damn.
I found the Hamas thing. Let me see if I can.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, prepare yourself. So you know the song, right? It's Lisa's Blackpink came here to.
I'm pretty sure.
Money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the one.
Yeah. So this is so bananas.
The children of Gaza are suffering. They have no food
Hamas.
or medical supply. But you can help. Please open your heart and make a donation by clicking in the link below. Shukran and God bless you.
Oh, there's the millions.
Oh.
Shit. You know this, but for anyone who might be like listening to this podcast at some point, this is not easy to do. Get money into Gaza, like through charity organizations and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Hamas.com is owned by Israel. Like, you know this.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hamas.com, baby. .il.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes to Qatar.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Ballers.
Yeah, drippy with the iPhone 5. What? Yeah.
I cannot believe what we are brought on Gaza. Thank Allah that we are safe
Hey.
in the plaza. There's nothing left to eat like a Ramadan retreat. I don't really give a shit, cause I'm hanging in my sweet. Check out, we are dealing here with monsters. The room service wouldn't bring us lobsters.
Like, it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, they got their kicking their feet in the fucking bed.
Dude, to play us some FIFA is a crazy line.
That's crazy. Bro, this is just racist.
It's just like Shiva is the hospital that they fucking invaded. Like,
motherfucker, yeah, like dress up like, okay, so like dirty scrubs covered in the blood of children that you're fucking like, what are we doing here?
I know.
Well, you really?
And these dudes are from fucking like Long Island too. Every one of them.
Yep.
Wild.
My people have no water, wonder how it feels. Dollar bills. They have no gasoline, I just order menu wheels. Donate us money, my dog needs new Armani. Gaza sky is black, but Qatar is always sunny.
Hey.
Knocking on the door, fuck it's the Mossad.
It's fucking Mossad. This personally hurts me.
Sushi avocado.
This personally hurts me as like someone who appreciates like Blackpink and Lisa like as a stan, and it's a 1-to-1 on the bars too. Like,
hey.
So does this count as fair use? Like, is Israel like?
I know,
covered?
right? What the fuck?
I can't.
Yeah,
tell.
did Blackpink's team like have to okay this? Did they give them like?
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, because like you do not fuck with K-pop stans. Like, they are insane.
Right,
they will
right.
Cut you.
You're gonna fucking you're gonna turn the whole K-pop community against the state of Israel.
Like, honestly, all we need is to get Taylor Swift to say free Palestine, and whenever everyone comes after her for being anti-Semitic, it's Jover. And then you combine that with the K-pop community, dog. Yeah.
And then it'll be like,
sea, you know,
and then it'll be like the fucking scene in Lord of the Rings at fucking the battle of whatever the fuck.
On the third day, look to the east.
Yeah,
for the first
look
light.
to the east, and it's fucking the barbs.
Dude, it's just fucking
charging down the hill.
Oh god, it's just oh god, what's the name of the one artist that everybody's like crazy about right now? She's like the little short girl. I can't remember her name.
Artist.
She was on
Short
GID's surround sound song. It's like Kokona, I think is her name. She's like a 16-year-old Chinese girl.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Just her. Just the horn of Helm Hammerhand shall sound in the deep once more. It's wild.
Hell yeah.
And I like you said, I want to know if Blackpink's studio approved that, because if
They
so,
would have to. They're extremely litigious.
yeah, they're insanely litigious. Also, like the K-pop industry, super predatory, because we could get into it, but they basically like find like 15, 16-year-old models in like Taiwan and China, Korea, Japan, and they're from everywhere. I think like 2 of the 4 people on Blackpink are from Taiwan. One of them's from Korea, and I think one of them is like her parents are from Japan, but they live in Korea. I don't know. And they're like boot camps that they send these kids to.
They're literally put through a whole system and bred for glory.
Yeah, which is kind of what America wishes it could do, but we have child labor laws, so can't really do it quite yet unless you get on TLC, in which case the TLC producers are demons and they'll do whatever. They don't really give a fuck. I didn't like do any kind of intro, but so what's your background with music?
My background with music, I have been making music since forever. Since like middle school, I've always been with my friends, like starting bands, things like that. I started making beats when I was in high school because being in a band is hard and you have to get a bunch of people together and stuff like that. And so I always was like into old electronics and things. So me and my friends would like collect and find like old trashed like turntables and tape decks and things like that and make our own, like use random pieces of gear to like make beats. And I just, ever since then, I've just been obsessed with like electronic music and being able to make music by myself, like in my room. So I've been making beats for a long time. I was in hip hop groups as a rapper and producer, like in high school, out of high school.
I didn't know you rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. TofuGH0ST got bars, bro.
Okay. Is that where the
Got
name comes
bars,
from? Was
bro.
that like your...
No. No. TofuGH0ST is like, was my Call of Duty gamer tag.
Hell yeah.
That my friends gave me, and I always just loved it, and then just kind of stuck with me.
Okay.
Just started using it on Twitch.
I mean, that's kind of like where mine came from. Mine was Grimneer, and it just transformed into Gremloe because I wanted it to sound.
I was gonna ask you, where did Gremloe come from?
It was Grimneer was my my like Steam account gamer tag, but when I started doing Twitch, I was like, I need something that will like stick. Grimneer, because I was reading Neil Gaiman's American Gods at the time. And one of the characters is Odin, but a character calls him Grimneer, and I just like the sound of it. And when I started doing Twitch, I wanted something that was like recognizable, but also sounded like a trap house artist name. So I was like, I'm gonna make sounds with my face until something comes out and it sounds catchy. And that was literally it.
It does. It is very catchy. It like rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah, it's easy.
And it's easy to like. I don't know, there's always something like something low, wife low. There's always there's always like so many things that you can like I don't know. It's like easily interchangeable with other things, so it's like really easy to remember. It's iconic.
Yeah. Anyway, your career in music, you started out. I know you've so your intro music when you do streams is from one of your bands that you were in.
Yeah, Welcome Cafe. So out of high school I was my friend's band Sea Haven. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh, shout out.
My friend's band Sea Haven. I grew up, people I like grew up with and whatever. I used to tour and work for their band out of high school and did a lot of like American tours and traveled a lot all over the place and was just working for them, and I've also done production work for them. The singer and I, we've been friends for a long time, but we've always talked about making having like an electronic project together. And like a few years back, we like finally started going through with it, and we put out a few records. And yeah, Welcome Cafe. We haven't been making music lately. I've kind of been like detached from that world I've been kind of detached from a lot of like my like previous like friend groups and like previous worlds like post like transition for many reasons.
Sure.
But yeah, that's essentially, that's we put out a few songs, and it's I still love it. I'd like to put out some more new music with them sometime soon.
What was the coolest place to travel? I know you said you've been to Japan, you've been all over America. What was like what's like a cool place to tour at?
Tour wise, I like the Northeast. There's always good food. New
In the
York and like,
Northeast? Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well,
in
New York,
Philadelphia.
sure.
There's like always good food. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. I've been all over the states, and minus Alaska, and every time, like no matter how many different cities I see,
Mhm.
the best city is still Los Angeles. It's like
Really?
the most it's the most comfortable. It's like every other place that just it doesn't feel right. The vibe is off. Like either you're like too in the middle of nowhere, or you are like in New York where it's like way too much of a fucking city.
That was how I
Yeah, I
felt
don't
when we
know.
were in Vegas. I was like, the vibes are fucked here.
Dude, Vegas is the absolute worst. Vegas and Florida are just
Mhm.
like not for me.
Oh,
They're just
Florida's
not.
fucking awful. Like, especially going through the Panhandle because it's just nothing. There's just nothing.
Yeah,
there.
it's just nothing. It's just sweaty. It's just like no, everything's sticky.
Yeah.
No.
I
But
hate
yeah,
it. Fucking, I don't know what I hated the most about Vegas. I know it was the traffic. Like, traveling fucking sucked. But
mhm.
I have always been. You're like a LA kid. You know, you've always been in like the kind of arid climate, I guess. But
Mhm.
being from a humid climate, that shit was ass. I hated it. And San Diego
Yeah.
wasn't bad. I like enjoyed it because it was like nice and cool. But
Oh my God, San Diego
Vegas
is
was
nice.
dog shit. I hated it so much.
I just don't do well in heat, just at all. My mood instantly, I'm like 5 points more angry.
Yeah.
5% more angry in the heat, just always, no matter what.
Yeah. You said the
Everything is harder to
Northeast
deal with.
is like one of the cooler places to travel. I have only been to, I mean, I went out to Vermont to visit Marcus a while back for a charity thing, but the last
Oh,
time
yeah.
I was in New York was probably like 2011. And the only thing I can really remember about it was going into Chinatown, and there's this little restaurant called Tasty Hand Pulled Noodles, and the whole restaurant's probably the size of my office. And you just sit, there's like 2 tables in the whole restaurant, and 10 feet away from you is the dude pulling the noodles, and he like cooks it right there. And I dream of this restaurant sometimes because I got like the duck
Damn.
noodle soup, and it was so
Ooh,
fucking good. I dream of this place every now and then. I just think about it like, God, I want to go back just for that.
damn. That
New York
sounds
is a
good.
weird
Hand
place.
pulled.
Yeah, like
New York is a weird place.
it's weird because like there's parts of it where that you're definitely in the city, and then you like turn a corner and you feel like, okay, well this is like, it doesn't feel exactly like what I imagine New York to be. There's always like
Yeah.
Vegas I imagine to be very different, and New York, there were moments where I was like, yes, I am in New York right now. And other times I was just like, no, this doesn't feel like it. It feels like I'm like down Decatur in New Orleans.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Just the fact that there's always something, like for me, a person who is a fucking night owl, a demon that of the night, the fact that there's literally always something open, like always something you can eat. And as a vegan, that is even harder. There's literally always even something vegan open in the middle of the fucking night that I can literally go outside, take a fucking train if I need to. I could walk a few blocks to go get some food. Like that is cool. That is something that I long for. The ability to just hop outside my house, walk down a few blocks, get something quick to eat, and come back and just be chilling in my neighborhood and be able to walk around. That's the number one thing that I like. I love about New York and just like long for just in my own city, which is obviously the opposite of how we live.
You got a DoorDash
here
everything.
in Los Angeles. Yes.
But I mean, like stuff is open late at night still for you, right?
Stuff is open, but it like you know, LA is so fucking huge that like, you know, it depends on where you're at. You know, you gotta be
True.
in a certain part of town in order for it to like even really matter to you because your ass isn't walking most of the time.
See, around here, it's 8 p.m., you're done. No delivery.
Oh, it's donezo.
Yeah, 8, 9 p.m., everything closes. It sucks. You know, you can go to the Walmart and pick yourself up some stuff to make food, but that's about it.
But Walmart's kind of like the bussin' place in most places that I've noticed, like where that is the case, where the city shuts down.
Yeah.
At a certain time, it's like Walmart's kind of the spot. Like that's the place to like go chill.
Kind of, because
crack a beer in the parking lot.
Yes, that is definitely a thing. We have like this new scene of kids in high school. Like the town I'm near is like close to my hometown. I'm like half an hour away from it, which is about how far away the Walmart is. And there's 4 high schools, and all of them have different vibes in this parish, this county that I grew up in. Like one of them is the country fried one, where it's like it's all hillbillies.
Okay.
One of them is like the gang school. I mean, at least that's how we conceptualized it growing up. Is where a lot of black students are. And
got it.
There's a lot of poverty in that area where that high school is, so there's a lot of violence and drugs. One of them is way, way out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just the poor kids. That's all it is, just poor kids. And the last one was a high school that kind of was rebuilt while I was in high school, and it's where all of the rich kids whose parents are like plant managers go, but they desperately want to be country. So they have like brand new F-350s that are lifted, but they're spotless.
They're spotless.
Yeah, they're spotless. They're like, we're going mud bogging this weekend, and they're not using those cars.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So, like lately, these kids from like these different schools are showing up to like Walmart and the Raising Cane's parking lot in lifted trucks, but they're not just lifted; they're back slammed. They're like at an angle, and all the tires have like neon lights in them and stuff. So you just like see a big crowd of these kids with the same truck in the Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. Yeah. I mean, it's a weird part of car culture around here. The like lifted trucks, which obviously as like someone who wants public transportation sucks. But between that and like the Corvette granddads, I would much rather like the big trucks.
It's interesting because right. It's an interesting clash to hear. It's for me to hear anyway that they're like lifted trucks with the neon. It's like for me, it's like you either go, like street racer style and go full Honda Civic with the wing on it with the underglow, or you're going lifted. Like these are like two different cultures, but you're clashing them together, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, they're lifted, and some of them are bagged, and you'll like see them as they're like driving down the road, like the back will just drop, and they're just like looking up at the sky now. But yeah, they're like a lot of them are white neon lights too. So like they'll have like white trucks and just the big bright white lights underneath them, and it just glows in the whole parking lot. Very strange.
They're just like angels in the night.
Yeah, just
angels of the highway.
You see them coming from a mile away for sure.
Interesting.
Walmart is the place that's popping in like small town America, but it's not the place you want to be.
Right. Because it may be the place to go, but it's not the place that you would like to go.
Yeah, because it's a flip of the coin. If it's popping like with those kids, then like you'll see them like goofing around. But if it's popping in a different direction, it's like the Mormons are trying to convert the people who are in Cookie Monster pants at 4 a.m. that are just
hell yeah
on crack. Right?
That's my fucking kind of party, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
They're trying to get saved. They're trying to learn about Joseph.
Yeah, that's what I need right now as I'm picking up fucking, I'm picking up some fucking frozen burritos at the Walmart. I need to talk about God.
Yeah.
Stat. I hope somebody is here to talk about God. I hope so.
It's a very bizarre existence. And like there's nowhere else to go. So if you need like, food at 2 a.m., you got nothing in the refrigerator, everything else is closed, and you just got to roll the dice on it. Sometimes you see some funny shit though. Sometimes you'll see somebody like get in a fight. Sometimes there's like, a donut like party, like somebody's peeling out in the parking lot.
Donut party, they're just sharing donuts. That's so nice. That's so wholesome.
It's communal.
That's like huge in LA is like the like street takeovers where they'll just like pull up on a random like intersection and just take it over, and it just becomes a huge party, and then it shuts down that part of the city for like a quick second.
Yeah.
And there's like helicopters or the cops swarming everywhere. That's like a huge thing. In most of the intersections driving around LA, you'll see like donuts, like skid marks all over the ground.
Oh yeah, there's
It's like
a lot of
very
that.
very common.
Yeah, we'll see the tracks everywhere, but we don't ever get so like LA is such an iconic place because like when people do like a crime watch on Twitch and they're like watching
Oh
car
yeah,
chases
it's
in
always
LA,
LA.
does it feel like, oh hey, I know that spot, you know?
It's literally always, it's like, oh yeah, that's like they're driving past the house right now, like
Oh shit.
there they go. Or I can hop on, I can like text my mom and be like, oh, they're the chase is by you, and like, yeah, we're watching. It's like a very LA thing. Well, it's like it is strictly an LA thing because of the freeway culture, and then the way that the city is so like spread out and like flat. It's very ripe for helicopters. It's like perfect for helicopters. So that's like, it's why you only really see it in LA. There's no like other like high speed chase like content like that,
I've never
that you
seen,
get from New York or anywhere else.
Maybe I've seen a couple from like Chicago or I don't know,
Okay.
like middle of nowhere, but yeah, mostly it's LA.
Yeah, it's just LA because everybody drives, and everybody drives, and there's so many cars. There's so much like area to cover. There are so many freeways. You could just drive all around town and make a fucking thing of it.
Yeah.
There's been a few times, like twice. One time was the craziest. I was just like chilling out on my front porch, and a car flies down our street, and out of the street is like one of those places where there's like speed bumps on it to prevent people from doing exactly that, speeding down the street. A motherfucker speeds down the street, and I was like, whoa, that guy was going very fast, and it was followed by 10 police cars driving 100 miles an hour down our residential fucking street. It's just like very very common in LA. This is a Democrat-run city, folks.
Yeah, it's true.
This crime is legal.
Are you ready for your
now.
governor to be president?
I'm so ready for communism to finally take over. You know what I'm saying?
It's about time we California
Gruesome.
everybody.
Yeah. Chairman Newsom is going to like, change shit finally around here. We're going to finally have communism once and for all.
I don't even care about his policies. I'm just ready for us to have an actually hot president.
Dude, honestly, and like a president that looks like a president, as Trump would say, straight out of Central Casting.
Yeah, he's
like
beautiful.
he
10 out of 10.
looks, yeah, he looks like a fucking West Wing president.
Yeah, he does actually. I mean, when I think of West Wing, I can't remember the name of the guy who like played the main character, but he actually kind of does look like a shorter, older version of Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the clip from West Wing? It's when the president enters a room, everyone stands.
No.
Oh God, it's such a dog water scene. Like this anti-abortion lady refuses to like stand up whenever he walks in, and then he starts like spouting off messages from the Bible that are like pro-abortion and pro like murder. He has like a very Aaron Sorkin moment of like, yeah, and that's why whenever the president enters the room, everyone stands up because your Bible is bullshit, lady. A very r/Reddit atheist moment. Very stupid.
Sick.
Yeah.
I always think of there's like a monologue or there's like a scene where there's like a protest going on outside of like some building, and some like advisor to the president is like talking about them, and in just like the perfect, oh man, it's the perfect clip. He literally explains the liberal perspective of like anybody like to the left so fucking well, like how condescending and just like they'll grow up someday, they don't know, they're young and idealistic, and they think they understand the world, but they'll grow up and understand that the shareholders and the hedge funds, these are the important things. It's the perfect fucking clip. But it's like framed as in like it's like so deep and so true, and the music, everything about it is so, oh God.
That's very Aaron Sorkin. It's like we can solve the world's problem if we're good like rhetoricians enough. So nasty. So this was like a test episode to see like how the format is, and I'm gonna like test out a couple other things.
Yeah, for sure.
I named the podcast Left on Red because it sounds, left but red, like communism, very silly. One of the things I wanted to kind of be a reoccurring theme in like the paywalled part was stories of times people have been fired.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have I been fired?
I was gonna say, if you've been doing music for a long time, you might have been like a little more independent. Anyone ever kick you out of the band? You're done. We're going solo.
Have I ever been fired? No, I've never been fired. I'm a
Really?
good ass employee, dude. I'm a good ass employee.
Do you do the thing where you
I'm
stick
trying to
around
think.
and even though it's dog shit until you're finally like, fuck it, and then you quit?
Well, I mean, my last job, I worked for I worked for Apple for many years, and it was a really good job, but it took a lot for me to finally like pull the plug on it because it was sucking the life out of me. I was in a really bad space. I was like in a really dark, depressive hole, working there, and it was like not to be dramatic or anything and get dark, but it was going to like be the end of me.
Right.
And so I finally was able to like get my music to a point where I was making enough money to like, not live comfortably, but in order to live, so I could potentially quit and then put my all into my music at a last do or die kind of moment. And it worked out, which was cool. But like I don't think I've ever been fired. So my point in saying that was like that like I stuck around for way longer than I should have.
Mm-hmm.
Cause just thinking that like, oh, I shouldn't quit this. I shouldn't quit. Trying to think, I've never been fired. I have like my first job. I worked at a gas station when I was in high school.
Oh god.
A gas station / like an automotive garage or whatever.
Okay.
And I fucking hated it because it was a gas station. It fucking sucked. I quit, but I just like didn't show up one day because I didn't feel like it. And I remember like my manager like calling me and being like, "You can't do that," and I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. I just like I'm trying to care, but I
just
don't.
Can't.
Yeah, and I just never went back. I also like after in high school I worked at a grocery store. I only worked there for 2 weeks and I fucking hated it, and I was like, I'm not coming back. It was the same situation. I'm not coming back. I don't want to do this anymore.
For the local Kroger.
Bro, I worked at a Sprouts and they just have me like mopping the aisles all the time and packing people's bags and shit. And people are so particular about their bags. And
I can sympathize with that though, because I'm very
for sure.
A-worded when it comes to it. Becca gets mad at me whenever I'm
it
like,
makes
no,
sense.
The coffee goes with the protein shakes. You don't put the eggs next to
it. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Certain things got to go on top of other things, like of course. But my fucking 15-year-old ass, who just wanted to go like, hang out with my friends and smoke weed and spray paint on walls, like did not want to do that, did not care.
I mean, you were straight up a Bart Simpson hooligan.
Oh yeah, literally a Bart Simpson hooligan.
That's hilarious. Never been fired. Interesting. I've been fired from a lot of jobs.
Really?
Oh yeah. I got fired from an Outback Steakhouse. I got fired from a pizzeria. Shit. I got fired from my first job in psych.
Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't get fired, but I got in a big argument with my manager at a Starbucks, and was like, I like gave my 2 weeks notice. Like during the argument, I was like, "Fuck you! Like I'm gonna at least do you the solid of not quitting on you, and like here's my 2 weeks." But like they wanted to get rid of me. Yeah. There's been a bunch of jobs I've been fired from. I think the one that pissed me off the most, I got fired when I was a maintenance worker, too, for something stupid. I was like working overnight on Thanksgiving holiday because there was a horse show. I was working at like an expo center in my hometown. I was just a forklift operator, and I like would set up staging for like events, like monster truck rallies, graduation.
Forklift operators.
It was badass. Because, like, I didn't have to get a license. I literally, like, 3 days, I spent all day in the forklift and would just pick stuff up, put it down.
Yeah.
Pick it up, put it down. Just training. And after 3 days, they were like, okay, here's the keys. You're good. Whenever you clock in, just grab them.
You're good.
Yeah. And they're like, if someone needs you, they'll call you over the radio. So I would hang out in the warehouse and play this like Dragon Run game on my phone like for 8 hours. It was badass. And it was like AC cooled inside the cab. So it was, when it was hot, it wasn't too bad.
Inside the fucking forklift?
It was in an enclosed chamber. Like you close the door and it's got AC and all that. It was sick.
Fuck, that's nice.
Oh yeah.
I worked at FedEx, and we had like the Honda, like regular Honda forklifts. They were like open, fully open.
Oh no, fuck that. Fuck that shit.
Damn.
One dude.
I guess that makes sense. It's a lot hotter in Louisiana, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean there are dudes that do open cab, which sucks, but we were very lucky. But no, like one dude hopped on the forklift one day and like didn't close the cab door all the way, and then like lifted up the forks and it hit the door and just the whole thing exploded. Yeah, he like got fired right there. He had to go do like a drug test and stuff to make sure that he wasn't like high.
Yeah,
sucked.
Yeah,
because it was literally just like it was ajar a little bit, and the arms hit it. But
damn,
when I was fired, I was working overnight on Thanksgiving, and there was like a horse show there. And me and the dude who were working overnight, our only job was keep a radio on us, and whenever people needed more bales of hay for the horse, just like run the forklift over, drop them a pallet of hay, and then go back to the office and chill. It was just all night just doing that. I get in
That's pretty sweet.
The next day, and the new manager calls me in. I was like, hey, what's going on, bud? And he's like, well, first things first, I'm firing you. And I was like, haha. And then like he didn't laugh, and I was like, wait, what? I thought he was joking.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? He's like, no, you told somebody last night that you weren't gonna bring them hay. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, who said that?
Huh?
When? What time? Like, what? Like, who? Why would I do that? I was stuck here. Why wouldn't I? He's like, yeah, you told them they had enough. And I was like, no. He's like, well, you're fired anyway. And just like, I went outside. I think it was like 18 at this time. It was like, yeah, it was like 2010, 2011. And like went outside, like punched a dent in my fucking car door. I was like, fuck, man, fuck, pissed. It was the first time I was making like $12 an hour. So it was a lot of money because the only other options were like work at GameStop and make $7.50 an hour. What
the fuck, man?
Yeah,
that sounds like some bullshit right
That's
there.
been all of my been fired stories. Like,
damn, dude, I feel like it's kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it. Like, am I like a goody two shoes? Like, what the fuck, man? How have I never been fired? That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, you have like a delightful personality. Me, I think people don't like my face. I've always thought that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, especially working customer service, like customers just don't like me. I don't know if it's like my very monotone voice or like the expressions I make on my face, but oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Customers do not like me. I think it's because I'm like straightforward with people, where I just like I don't do like the corporate speak where here at whatever company, we value people's input. I just be like, well, here's how things work, and they just don't like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's always
that's
been
fair.
that way.
I'm pretty. I used to be. I haven't done it in forever, so don't ask me to. But like I used to be pretty damn good at putting on my corporate voice when I worked for Apple, and when I'd have to like speak to, customers or like to higher ups and deal with like things. Oh man, I was always on the phone and always sending emails. So like I like really nailed down my corporate like person, my corporate
you got the corpo voice
speak. Yeah, which is funny because I'm so like the way I speak normally is so riddled with curse words and slang and like I don't know, it seems like even just thinking about it like I can't even believe that I was ever that person.
You do kind of like
I can't even believe it.
You do kind of have to create a whole different persona when you're working customer service.
Yeah.
That's just
you have to
different.
be who you think that they want you to be.
Yeah.
And you have to put that face on, straight up. You have to like read them and be like who you think their ideal customer service agent or whatever is.
I think my problem is I was
terrible.
never correct in reading it. Like what kind of personality, what kind of customer service voice they wanted. I just was never good at reading it.
Yeah. I mean, they taught us a lot like about like feeling people out. There's a whole lot of training about like getting to know people, probing and using questions to feel people out and, you know, figuring out what people want and how they want it. It's a whole psychological fucking thing. And honestly, it makes me sick thinking about it now. It's like so much of it is like kind of like manipulative and like dishonest way that like
for Apple, right? Because they have a whole culture surrounding like Apple products.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like you're representing this like idea of what Apple is.
Yeah. What would Steve do?
What would Steve do? Yeah. Well, Steve, maybe when thinking about customer service, it's probably not best to think about what would Steve do.
Right. Probably not.
But because Steve was kind of an asshole.
A little bit.
But yeah.
I can't believe we moved on from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk. Like I never thought I would miss the days of like pompous, like, you know, art du jour.
Whatever happened to the good CEOs? Yeah, you know,
we don't make them like we used to.
Yeah, we don't make them like we used to. We used to have good visionaries back in the day.
Our favorite CEOs used to be dead guys. Fucking sucks. Right. They're all alive now.
Sad, dude.
Very sad.
You fucking hate to see it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a good little test run.
Hell yeah.
I'm probably gonna like post this up as like a, you know, motivate people to, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel and get that Patreon unlocked. So in that spirit, you want to like tell people what you're up to? What are you doing these days?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much, my main thing is streaming Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/TofuGH0ST. The ghost has a 0 in it because I'm annoying. Talking about news and politics, try to break down the news of the day. Ended up with some fun content with some gaming, some fun reacts, you know, things like that. Try to keep it comfy. That's mainly what I'm up to. I make music, producer as well, but you know, main thing is talking about politics these days on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh shit, that was a question I forgot to ask you. What is the difference as a DGen hour streamers between the DGen and the morning crew? Because this exists like across any like workplace, and I think it's true for Twitch as well. What's the vibes at night? Because I'm an old man. Like the vibes on the late night streaming, I don't have an opportunity to feel out anymore.
Yeah. I mean, they're very international.
Okay.
So there's that. I have a very like I love it. I love how international my community is. I get a lot of different perspectives from different countries, which is very important to me, which is really a really cool part about it. But I think it's perfect for me because all of the Americans, which I, you know, obviously I have a mostly American audience. They're literally just like me because we are degens. We are up in the middle of the night. So it's like we are all kind of on the same page with wanting to look deep into the darkness, but trying to be comfy about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to do it in the comfort of some blinkies, but also like, you know, talk about real shit and look at what's going on. So I don't know, the vibes. I don't think that they're too much different. I think that the like as far as like, you know, the type of chatters you get, that the main thing is just like, I think it's a bit more international than other American like NA politics streamers during the day time hours. Okay, that's probably the main difference.
I feel like DGen hour chatters are funnier.
I think that's a good point. That's a good point. I think that there's like that's what makes it easy to keep like dense political content like fun. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah. It makes it easy to do that because everybody's just like kind of popping off all the time. It makes my job easy.
Yeah, it's not to say that my chat's not funny. I've got some funny chatters, but a lot of mine they're like at work. Or they're, you know, just listening over mobile and like the one earbud gang, and they just don't talk that much because they're busy, you know, which is fine.
That's true. That makes sense. But I think that makes sense. A lot of people, like, the one earbud thing, that makes sense. A lot of people, that makes sense because a lot of people are more like attentive, I guess, in the middle of the night. And even then, like my international chatters are like mostly like getting off work or whatever. Like I'll have a lot of Australian chatters, and they're like, you know, I'm starting for them and like at the perfect time, like 5-6 p.m. or something.
Oh, perfect.
So everybody's kind of like winding down and ready to just like hang out and chat.
That's cool.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you doing the test episode and all
Yeah,
that.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a good little
Hell yeah.
convo. Maybe we'll do another one at some point. The return of the Tofu Ghost.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Make sure you hydrate after
Go
your
slow.
yoga class, okay? Hydration's important
Always.
after stretching.
Yeah, you hear that, guys? All right. I'll make sure they're good.
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, homie. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
Much
get up
love.
outta
Thanks for
here.
having me.
For sure.
All right.
Peace.
See you, dude.